Coach, do you have an update on Zach?
Nope, no update yet.
No, upper body, lower body?
No update yet.
Mike, just overall thoughts on that,
On,
the game.
oh, yeah, not nearly good enough. I mean, we certainly, we got to prepare our guys to play smarter, right from the hop. Sort of put ourselves in a bit of a hole early, but it's nothing that's insurmountable. We fumble a ball in slick conditions. They fumble a ball and we score with it. They get one weird interception off a guy's back. It was a great effort to try and make the catch, and it was a tough catch regardless, no matter what the conditions, tough catch. But it ends up sitting on a guy's back and rolling into a guy's hands when we're in scoring position. It's just one of those weird, tough games, and we certainly didn't play well enough to overcome any of the weird stuff that was going to happen in a game like this.
A few turnover on downs late, but you've got to be concerned with the amount of turnovers in the last 3 games.
Yeah, but you look at each one on its own. I think you can really bog yourself down if you're looking at the number and adding it up over 3 games. We're concerned about what we did this game, and we will obviously look at every play, and if it's the same thing that's happening over and over again, then yeah, there's certain things you can do or got to do. But once again, I try not to lump everything all together. Each play has its own very specific set of circumstances that you got to look at.
Coming into the game, there's a lot of talk about explosion plays against, and they got a couple on the first drive. That's still a concern too?
Yeah, of course. It comes right back down once again to making sure we're communicating well and seeing the same pictures. Making sure the guys are with their eyes are seeing the same pictures, or at least talking about what they're seeing as they go along. And I have no doubt in my mind we'll get better at it.
Did you feel like your team tackled well enough tonight, and was the footing with the rain maybe a potential factor?
Both teams have the same footing, Did we tackle well enough? No, I don't think we tackled well enough. A few times, depends on the score. You'll see our guys really just trying to rip for the ball and not necessarily securing a tackle. So there's going to be a small handful of tackles where you like the effort with the IQ that says, hey, we need the ball. Especially if they're already in a field goal or in a scoring position. The only thing you can do there is get the stop, obviously, but you got to take the ball away to keep the points off the board. So I have no problem with those ones.
With Trey coming in at field corner, was that an injury to Marquise, or did you just feel like Trey was giving you a better chance there?
Yeah, that's, I have a lot of faith in JY, and he's going to make a decision. And honestly, I didn't get an injury report for Marquise, so it could have been, because I'm not necessarily going to get it. Right, the order goes coordinator, special teams coordinator, and then maybe me, because I'm the last guy that really needs to know.
So he's setting the personnel then for if there was a mid-game change.
Yeah, he would have full control over that. Yeah.
Okay.
Coach, will you look at any potential changes just in search of different results going forward?
I think we're going to look at this game and figure out exactly why we lost play 1, why we lost play 2, whatever those plays are. We're going to look at the exact reasons why you win or lose plays and then why you win or lose games. It's the same process we've used since 2014. So I don't think there's a reason to change it. We're going to stick to that process, get some answers, and then with information, you make all sorts of decisions.
You mentioned
Changing personnel doesn't necessarily mean, knee-jerk reaction, changing personnel doesn't necessarily mean everything changes, right? I think having faith and trust and coaching hard and working to get results with young guys it's pretty important stuff.
How much is that reinforced by what happened last year? I remember standing here last year after a loss, and the guys had started the season slow, and yet after that loss to Toronto, next time I saw you was in the Grey Cup. How much does that kind of inform?
I think that's why, people aren't going to like to hear this, but I'm very relaxed about the situation because you see what's happening and the answers are easy. if we were talking about fixing my car, I would probably panic because I have no clue what you're talking about. But if we're talking football and why a play worked against us or why a play worked for us, it's pretty easy to understand from one play to the next. And you're talking big picture from last year. You know, there's a bunch of guys in that room that have seen it go down a pile of different ways. So I believe we have a bunch of guys that just understand that, you know, let's make some corrections, let's go to work, and let's be better, right? So that's one of the reasons why it's easy to just stay even keeled, you know. But that last year is just last year. There's so many more, you know, examples of just staying the course and making sure you're doing the right things, coaching well, guys are learning, improving on a weekly basis.
Any level of concern with Zach? I mean, obviously we look at it, the hit last week, and then
I'm always concerned for all our players. You know that. That's the standard answer. And it's not standard because it's off the cuff. I hate seeing guys not playing the game they love. But beyond that, I'm not, concerned. I have a lot of faith in Zach.
Coach, you mentioned at the beginning. You mentioned at the beginning of the week how it was the amount of things that were happening over and over and over again that was concerning. I'm just wondering, was it the same things over and over and over again? Did you see an improvement?
No, yeah, definitely saw some improvement. But in a game where there's already some conditions that are interesting, you fundamentally have to be really, really sound. And we weren't necessarily fundamentally sound. So, if you needed to add that on top of it this game, right? And I don't know that we were ready to add that back on top of some of the other things we were trying to fix.